Today I'm doing an oil change on this Husqvarna MZT61. This has the 23 horse Kawasaki twin, and I'm just going to go through a quick oil change on this guy. Tools I'm using today are pretty minimal. I'm using a fluid extraction pump to suck out the old oil. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can just use this drain. This one has a nice drain hose, and then you're going to want to catch it in a pan. And you're going to need 2 quarts of oil for small engines and an oil filter. I'm going to start by taking out the dipstick, clean paper towel, dipstick, wipe it off. I'm going to set it on paper towel, and then I get my fancy fluid extractor pump. These things are awesome. And then I just pump it, and there it goes. Start sucking out the oil. You can also hook this thing into the air compressor, but my air compressor is so loud, so I'd rather just pump it. So I ran this thing for a good half hour. It doesn't need to run that long, but I just got done mowing, so the oil's nice and thin. And just push the hose down in there, or if you're a normal person, you'll be draining it out the bottom. Just loosen that up and let her drain. Once you got all the oil sucked out or drained out, you still want to put a pan underneath. So we got to pull the oil filter off. Sometimes they're really tight, depends on who put it on there. But this one's coming off. It's nice and hot too. It's awesome. So it has like a little gutter here. And I just loosen it up and just let it drain for a little bit, and then I'll pull it off the rest of the way. I got the old oil filter off. Just want to show you, you want to make sure that this surface is nice and clean and that your gasket comes off with the filter. If it doesn't, it's likely stuck to the block, and you don't want to double gasket it or it'll blow out and cause you problems. Now it's time to put in the new oil filter. This is the part number on this particular engine. So, Kawasaki part. And I just like to fill up the filter partially. And then you're also going to want to take some of that fresh oil and rub it on the gasket. Really good. And then just pop it on. Don't cross thread it. And you just put it on. Just like any other oil filter. Once the gasket surface hits, give it about a 3/4 turn. Don't go crazy. That's perfect right there. And that's it for the oil filter. Next, you're going to want to add about 2 quarts of oil. According to the manufacturer spec, it's 2.1 quarts. But I'll add about 1 3/4 and I'll check it. Okay, I added just about 2 quarts, ready to check the level. Let's see if this will focus, but it shows you just set the dipstick in, you do not thread it in. So that makes a difference. So I'm just going to set it in. Pull it out. Still a little low. So I'm going to add the rest of that second quart in. I added the rest of the second quart, so now we have 2 quarts in there. And it looks like it's right on the money. Right there. Perfect. So that's basically it. You're gonna wanna start it up and let it run for a minute. Shut it off and recheck it, and if it needs any more, just top it off. After running this thing, so I started it up just like I told you to, and I rechecked it. It's actually down a little bit. Oh, it'll never focus, will it? Come on. Anyway, it's down a little bit, so it's going to need a little bit more than the 2 quarts. Okay, I added a couple more ounces, so maybe you better buy 3 quarts. I just happen to have cases of the stuff, but always buy extra. And now we're good, right up to the top dot, and it'll never focus. So you just have to believe me. Now that's it. The end.